Good morning, folks. It's Ann. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm down by the lake. I woke up after a good night's sleep, and last night I was thinking I wanted to get out here early because somebody put a comment on yesterday's video reminding me how beautiful it is to be out here in the morning. And the air quality is just perfect. It's good air quality, and it's still relatively quiet. But so I'm gonna talk a little low, and I hope you could hear me because, like I said, it is still early, and I don't want to wake anybody. I tend to talk loud sometimes. So folks, what I want to talk to today about is about walking or moving, because as I mentioned in yesterday's video, I felt like I've been slacking off because of the weather and the smoke, and I felt like I was going downhill, even though I was doing okay, with the diet and everything. But I think we have to remember that the movement, we have to move, and it doesn't matter what we do, as long as we're moving, even stretching, just to get the old bodies moving, because they stiffen up. I know I do, and it doesn't take long. So, and your legs are the most important part of your body. They carry you through your life. Boy, I'm moving, aren't I? It seems like I am. But see how long it lasts. The air is crisp this morning. It's beautiful out here, folks. It's just beautiful out here. I feel like I can breathe. Look at, this is kind of strange. When am I going to start huffing and puffing? I guess I am a little bit. Yeah, I am. I thought something miraculous happened. But I do think it's better with this fresh morning air. That lady that commented, I was inspired. I read her comment. I said, I'm getting out there tomorrow. But I want to show you the lake as I'm walking. But anyway, folks, our legs carry us all through life, and we need them. Good morning. To keep the circulation going, to keep the heart pumping, to get all that blood flowing through all of our organs. It's the legs. They call the legs a second heart. Your calf muscles, they have muscles that pump the blood back up to your heart and all through your body. They say once that starts to weaken, then everything actually starts to go after that. And that sounds logical, doesn't it? I mean, I don't think you even need to have a degree to understand that. It sounds logical. If that blood isn't flowing up through our organs are going to weaken. And the oxygen. How important the oxygen is. Now, folks, for those of you that are new, I want you to know that I'm not where I want to be. I'm still on this journey. And when I say these things, it's for my own benefit. It's not because I have it all down perfectly. But it helps me by saying it, you know, and hopefully it helps you too. But research shows that lower body strength is a predictor of long-term independence. And that's what we all want. I might be breathing a little heavy, but I think I'm moving pretty good so far. Wonder if I'll make it to the end of this road like I did a couple weeks ago. So that's what we want. We want to keep our independence. We want to get out and enjoy life. We want to be able to do basic, everyday tasks. The American Heart Association, which we all know, has recommended 30 minutes of exercise a day. And that doesn't seem like it's too much to ask for. I love some of these homes along the water here. They're gonna be leaving soon. They have a short summer here. Most of these homes close up for the winter. But and you know, even the campground's gonna close, and Labor Day weekend is the last weekend. Weaker legs, folks, equals falls as we get older. Just trying to, and that's understandable. You know, if your legs are weak and you don't lift them high enough, and a fall can be devastating. You know, you think of a fall, like I fell a few times in my life, and you might think a fall is, oh well, you get back up and you carry on, but as we age, a fall can be devastating. My grandmother had a fall many, many years ago, and she was only in her early 60s, and she had to use a walker after that. I always remember her with a walker. Of course, when I was just a young girl, I thought 60 was ancient. But 60 is not ancient. So sometimes a fall can be very serious. And our legs need to be strong to pick our feet up, to pick our legs up and walk straight and healthy. Now, I know a lot of people can't do it for certain reasons, folks, but I would think the majority of us can make so many improvements. I mean, look at me. I could barely walk back in March, in pain and ready to give in. You know, we just have to push ourselves. We have to start pushing ourselves. And if we're not loaded up on carbs and, you know, exhausted and fatigued because of high blood sugar, if we're not doing that, we can push ourselves to bring the exercise into our lives. It sounds, I've been there, folks. It sounds like the last thing you want to do in the morning or whenever. And that's another thing. I realize, and I've known it, that I have to do my exercise in the mornings. Because as the day goes on, I am not strong enough I'm not strong enough to, or even mentally wanting to get out there and do it. I've thought of it many times, and I don't do it. As the later it gets, the less likely it is. You know, and I used to blame it on work. Well, if I got off work at a decent time, you know. But I'm retired, folks. And a lot of us are. You know, and it's a wonderful pastime anyway, whether you... At the beginning, it's not. At the beginning, it's just terrible. A terrible thought to have to get out there and walk. But after you do it for a while, folks, it becomes so much easier. And I think I'm going to make it to the end of the road. So that means I haven't lost too much of what I built up. But, so, exercise is going to help. I know they say that most of it is diet, and it is. But the exercise, I can't tell you how much better I feel when I get out here and do my walks. Because even not being able to walk these last few weeks, you know, I could feel my body getting weaker. And even my mood was not as chirpy as it usually is. Exercise, getting out here in nature, you know, with the fresh air in the mornings. Hopefully there's not going to be too many days of smoke. The sky is looking blue these days. And I don't know, everybody's got different circumstances. But whatever little bit we can do to get started, the better off we're going to be. And the thing is, you don't need a gym. You don't need expensive equipment. You need a nice, good pair of walking shoes or hiking boots if you're going to go in the woods with the bears. And start slow. I have my water, and I'm going to take a drink of it. So, you don't need a gym, folks. A gym is nice. And I do have a membership at the Y. And once the weather starts getting cold, I could do that once or twice a week. It might be a little drive down to the gym. But I have the time, folks. I'm not pressured to do anything. Life is good that way when you get retired. Unless, you know, of course, some of us don't have it that easy. Might have someone you're taking care of, or, you know, you still have responsibilities. And when I look at some of these women that are still working in the stores, the department stores, I mean, I know some of them are want to be able to get out there and still function in society, and they enjoy it, but I'm thinking most of them probably are forced to do it just to be able to make ends meet. I feel so bad for them because that's a tough life. I wouldn't be able to stand long lengths of time like that. I just wouldn't be able to do it. And these ladies put me to shame, that's for sure. So exercises reduces stress and depression. Just getting out to nature and out in the world is such a beautiful thing. And in the morning, listen, we're on this road right here. Is a busy time of the year. And I'm out here this morning. And what did I do? Run into one person so far? That lady was right that commented. It is just the perfect time of day. Early in the morning. You hear the birds. You don't hear a lot of traffic. The air is crisp and fresh. You're alert because you just woke up and you got all this energy that you're putting into for yourself. When everybody else is still sleeping or just having a morning coffee, you're out here beating the crowd and enjoying it. Sorry, folks. It is a beautiful time of day. And now I don't have to worry about it. I can feel confident all day that I got my exercise in. And I made it to the end of the road. And I'm feeling good. And I'm breathing a little heavy, but it's nothing like I was during the time of the heavy smoke. Because I was worried, thinking maybe it's not the smoke. Maybe I got something wrong with my lungs. So there's a lot of things that happen when you start getting out there and moving. You come to life again, folks. And I can vouch for that. If you look back at my videos in March, April, I'm better now. I'm not the best, but I'm better than I was then. Sorry about that. And of course we know the exercise helps with weight loss, which we're all working on, our low carb journeys, and the insulin. It helps level out the insulin. And like we mentioned yesterday, I guess that's one of the things that happens in the morning. You still got clearing out your throat. But the insulin levels out, folks. And that's important whether you're a diabetic or not. You want to keep your blood sugar as stable as possible, with as few spikes as possible. You know, your mood and everything improves. And the stretching is also very important, because if you don't stretch and you go for a walk, those muscles tightened up while you were walking. I think that's how it works. All I know is that if you don't stretch, you know, it could stiffen you up. And you don't want that to happen. That's why stretching is important. Now, like I said, I only do about 10 minutes of stretching, if that much sometimes. Good morning. And I want to start doing that longer, along with my weights for my arms, my 3-pound weights. I've been doing that again. So these are little things that are doable. They're doable, folks. I know a lot of you are doing it much better than I am. And we learn from you guys. You guys inspire us. I hope you could hear me talking, because I am talking a little low. So Exercise, walking reduces the insulin sensitivity. So during the years, or even if you start now, think about your exercise as a health savings account that you are accumulating for your old age, so you can be independent, fewer mobility issues, and you can enjoy each day and not struggle to do the simple things. I struggle to do so much, even going to the bathroom, like I mentioned a few times. I know, sharing something personal, but that was awful. It was. Look at these beautiful boats here. Isn't that nice? They are enjoying the summers. But I guarantee none of them, well, they're probably, well, no, there's people our age here too. They're probably taking care of themselves so that they can get out here and enjoy life. Research shows people that average 7,000 to 8,000 steps a day have 50 to 70% lower risk of death. Now, I don't count my steps, folks, because I don't even know if I'm near that. And maybe when I get better, down the road, when I can do more, maybe I'll find it beneficial for me to count my steps. But I'm really a newbie back into this, and with my back issues, I want to be grateful for every little thing I can. And if I put a limit on something that I really can't do right now, but I'm sure it would show that I'm improving. There's a lot of benefits to it, but right now, I'm just happy to get out here and do what I can do. And even my diet is because, there's not a lot involved in that. You're not counting every single calorie. And I like to keep things simple. As simple as possible. So, but as far as what they say, research does show the more you walk, the less likely you are to have a heart attack or risk of death from any of the diseases. So, that's the way it is, folks. I am getting a little tired now, and I do have a little ways to go, but I slowed down. Can you tell? But I think I went pretty fast there for a while. I was surprising myself. We've been going for 24 minutes. I'm gonna I better speed up so we can get back. So folks, we're going to do this, all of us. We are doing it. And for those of you that haven't started yet, try to start slowly. Don't waste time. Start building up that health account. This is for you. And even for your loved ones. You can't help your loved ones if you can't take care of yourself. I'm using a different selfie stick because I'm just trying to get used to it. It's a little heavier, and I like the other one better, but my phone was so wide that it broke. So, trying to force it in there. Lucky my phone didn't break. But I'm going to turn you on another view. I keep forgetting that I have this. So you can see what I see. Now, down at the end of this is where Sherman's is. And that's where I did the video for the car show on my Adirondack Ann channel. See, they have a nice little beach over here, all along this shore. But if you see the building down there with the Ferris wheel, my car is right across from that. And I do like to walk. I like to get over here on the side. Sometimes I'm on the road, but this sand and gravel feels so much better than being on the hard road. There is a major difference. And that's one of the reasons I like tracks too, because it's softer. But I mean, I still walk the road. I don't get that picky. But when I have an opportunity to get off the road into softer ground, now I wouldn't want to walk on grass, but this is all worn out because people walk here. But what was I saying? I forget. Anyway, folks, I do hope all of you are doing well. My video yesterday cut short, and I wanted to thank you all again for everything, all your comments, all your support, all your love. I don't think I've ever had so much love in my life as I do now with you guys. That's a lot of love that's going around. And when I say I love you guys, I mean it. With all my heart, folks. All my heart. Anyway, I'm getting back, so I'm going to say goodbye. I love you guys. Thank you again for everything. And I will see you in the next video. Have a wonderful weekend.